Ooh, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday, June 23rd. It's the great Mattsby and Tracker. How's it going out
Good
there?
morning. I'm doing great. How about yourself? I'm
Fantastic.
looking forward to hopefully we were just talking about maybe the beginning of alt season. I got a new bathing suit for alt season, so I'm ready for it to start. And I was postulating the perhaps maybe now we'll see IWM and crypto go up, and while SPY gets sold off to go into these new hot opportunities in crypto and IWM. And so, what do you think, Matt?
Yeah, so let's just jump into it. So, starting with the SPY here, uh, it was obvious that it closed the day and the week below that 598 level that I mentioned. So, the daily chart is kind of showing maybe the baseline could be the next target, 594, maybe even another back test of the 585, which I've been talking about for a long time. That 585 has been super important ever since way back here since last year. So it could be important again. So we're going to just focus on that new range, 594 down to the 585 again, just for some possible support for a higher low before it's really ready to break into all-time highs. So nothing is bearish about this chart. It just needs a little bit more consolidation time before it's ready to go higher. And the QQQ, same situation where it did actually close below the conversion line, but it's still holding its 886 fib. So it's a little bit more bullish than the SPY. So it has potential to actually continue to stabilize above this 525 zone, but there is that baseline right below it just in case, 521. So this is looking like a good zone for a potential to hold, right? So I'll be watching this throughout the week for QQQ. And yeah, the IWM is right at that 208.36 pre-market, and that's the 50% fib here on linear scale with the baseline already getting back tested on Friday, or what was that? On Wednesday of last week. Yeah, Wednesday of last week. And we can see that it has potential to hold. So this looks like it's already at a support zone, which kind of means it has the potential to maybe recover more than the QQQ and SPY. So it's a good development with that right there. And
Yeah, wait, I've
last
got a
thing,
quick question before you switch. Can you just go
yeah,
down a little bit? Does your 0% go to the bottom of this one, or does this go to like 11.4 down there? Okay, so
my
zero on
zero
the
goes,
bottom. So it's
yeah,
0 to 50% on the right side. Got it.
yeah,
Oh, no, it's 0 to
yeah,
100 on the left side. No, that's right. Yeah. 0 to 100 on the left
yeah.
side, and then, but we're 50% on the right side. Got it. Okay, continue.
Yeah, and lastly, I just wanted to take a look at Bitcoin, and it did close below that 103,611 for the first time in a while, but 1 week does not reverse a trend. And why do I say that? Well, because it happens all the time. Even right here, it closed a weekly candle above it. It didn't mean that it was ready to break out, right? So now we're in the same kind of situation here where price did close below it, and now it's actually back below the conversion line on the weekly chart too. So it is actually a resistance zone, but doesn't mean it has to go back down lower. Not necessarily. So we have seen this before. Like right here, you can see that it did close 3 weeks underneath the conversion line, and then it was a takeoff time, right? It was takeoff time. So I think it's just cooling off a little bit more below these levels before it really wants to try to go higher. So I'll be watching this 102,423 conversion line and the 103,611 to see if price can actually start to get above it this week. If not, it might need to drift lower, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And on the daily chart, we can see that the 200-day moving average is down there at 95. It did not touch it yesterday. I thought maybe it was going to go just do a quick liquidity grab down to touch it. My purple line down there did not do it. So that is still on the table for Bitcoin if cannot reclaim all this resistance above.
Oh, but I see a bullish cross happening of the SMAs.
Yeah, the 50 and the 200. Or sorry, the 100 and the 200. Yeah. It's looking
Nice.
like it's going to cross pretty soon. Pretty soon.
Yeah, a lot of times on my charts, like shorter time scale charts, when there's a cross about to happen, usually price will wick down and touch it, and then run up again. But yeah, it's interesting. It didn't happen here yet. All right,
All
let's
right.
see. Oh, I'll show my Bitcoin chart. It's the same one you guys have been staring at all weekend because I keep blasting the blasting X with it. So let's see. We did run down to this 29.732. It was a 29.6% fib, but I've refined it to 29.732. Uh, Price ran all the way down to it, after losing the 382 and then couldn't get above the 50% again, this 50%. It was like resistance, 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 bam, loses it, goes to 29.732, retest the 382 as resist. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not the three, almost the 382. There's a 382. No, no, I didn't quite touch it. Then send it back down again. Here's our new higher low, 98,240. And I've got these fibs on the right. It's already done the 141 and above it. So now it was this smaller scale fibs. This blue level should be support now. So that's what I wrote here and I posted this morning. I think, oh, not this note. There's a different note from my phone. Anyway, I think this blue zone should be support and then let price continue on higher. And then on the larger scale chart, we're going to get some arguments again here between the 702 and the 886. So that's 106,000 to 109, almost 110,000. Then it goes on to, I think the 141 at 119.7. So that's what I'm looking for overall. That would be 18% higher from where price is right now for Bitcoin. 18%. Right. And then I did do here's my XRP chart. Let's see, is this one updated with the latest, greatest? Oh, wait, here we go. Yeah, I've got this one now. So I think it's just going to argue this next zone between this 50% fib, 250 and 229, and then break out to 382, or actually 3.886. So you go, super bullish on XRP and XRP, and I've got a crazy degenerate position in it. Yeah, it makes me a little sad that we're down here at $2 again on XRP, but that's fine. It's gonna get good again. All right, back to you, Matt.
Yeah.
Or should I do Tesla? I guess I should do Tesla.
Okay.
Sorry. I usually do Tesla at this point, and I just forgot because I was so excited about XRP and my new bathing suit for alt season. We did have the Austin Robotaxi launch yesterday, and Herbert Ong got to be the first human to do the Robotaxi service after it was live. Spent his $4.20 to go anywhere inside the Austin zone. And it does look like I thought maybe Tesla would run back here and touch this 618 one more time at 309.45 or even this 50%. Well, no, we did the 50% already. So, but it doesn't, I don't know. I think it's just going to run up. I think 350.74 is your next target above, which would be 8.889, almost 9% higher to 350.74, then back to 328, and then on to probably 432. I don't know why this looks different. What have I done? Probably 432.08. Anyway, this range kind of catches it. All right, back to you, Matt.
Yeah, with me for Tesla, there's really no change because of the weekly update I did on Friday. It's just the same thing. So if you guys are interested in my thoughts, there's a video on there. Yeah.
Tesla's boring to us right now. I mean, he's already got all his Tesla, so he doesn't care.
Yeah.
It's boring to me now because I trade in and out, and there's nothing to do with Tesla yet or TSL.
Yeah. I'm gonna start off with HIMS out of the list that I see, just because of the volatility we're seeing with the NVO news terminating their partnership. So where's the possible backtest? Well, I think it's already in the low 50 zone, and there could be a backtest of the baseline down below, 48 to 48 on the weekly chart here. And then the bottom arc is right down there as well. Maybe because of the confluence of the conversion line and also the bottom arc. So that's also 46.25. So we are approaching a higher time frame support zone. I think this is actually fine because since it broke out above the bottom arc and never really back tested it. So if it did do that, I think that'd be a bullish scenario before it really blasts off into all-time highs. So it was resistance last week, though. You can see all these wicks and these previous candles. You don't really need any other TA except for drawing a line here, like, oh, no, resistance, 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 right? So this is kind of bad news at resistance. It happens all the time, and flush down back towards support. So we're going to look for this maybe lower 50s, 48, 46 zone. It's all the same, really. Low 50s down to 46. It's all the same to me for the potential to stabilize in that zone before trying to go higher.
All right. Do you have another one, or I was drawing up blue sky
Yeah,
here.
I was gonna go do that BKSY that I saw here.
That's
I
what I'm
think.
drawing. Go ahead.
Yeah, BKSY. It's trying to break above the baseline, and it actually did close the week last week above it. So we're gonna watch that this week, 1404. But it's not clear sailing because of the 382, the 1521, and the 200-week moving average at 1806. So lots of resistance above still, but it is trying to get more bullish. So I think if it's going to try to break above that baseline as support is kind of necessary. So 1404, just watch that and it can go higher. And also I'll do KULR as well. And my KULR chart is just went back down to get liquidity at the 100-week moving average for the first time. It back tested since it broke out. So it has a chance to stabilize around that current price there. And if it does stabilize there, then it can go back up towards the resistance above at the 115, the 122, and the 126 above. So it's just a big breakout, rejected at the previous all-time highs, coming back down to retest support. And I think it might just be stuck in this range for some time. So maybe between the 115s down to the 76, maybe 70-cent zone for KULR.
All right, I do have a black sky drawn up here. I'm just kind of going macro here, based off of the fib extension. I'm sorry, the fib retracements. So from the low here of 386 to the high here of $139.76. Ultimately, it wants to go to either the 127 or the 141, 176 or 196, and the steps will probably be something like the 382 back to the 236, then the 702 to the 50%, and then it'll pick one of these two. I'm just not sure which one yet. There you go. Just take a screenshot of that. All the prices are on the left. Blue sky. What else do we have? Oh, I've done cooler. Did you just do cooler? I don't want to redo it.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Let's see. Why am I having trouble with my alt tabs today? Oh, let me show my HIMS chart because this is really interesting. It's it's an I told you so moment. My HIMS chart, I've been predicting for a while that it would actually indeed come back to, you're in the way, this 382.45.27 level. So we're on our way now. This was Matt. I bought this breakout. I thought, okay, wait, it's going to break out instead. And it wasn't. Matt said, no, that's just a fake out. And it was. This was also a fake out as it had rising action last week. And here we are finally coming back to backtest my 382 at 45.27. Kind of matches up with the 50% also. Sorry, the Ichimoku's in the way. 43.23. So I've got my target is 43.23 to 45.27 for your support test to buy back into HIMS. If you're not too scared, don't be too scared. I think it'll be good. These little announcements, they just have a temporary effect. And then there's a bucket of cold water, then we're back off to the races again. So there you go. There's my HIMS chart. Let's do the master MicroStrategies and coin bases and stuff because I'm interested in those as well. Here's my MicroStrategy chart. I've been waiting for it to come back down to my 236 after getting to the 382, like 382, 236. It's kind of coming to this 26.9, which actually is 26 point. I can't remember what I said it was. 27. Anyway, we're kind of, it's at support now or it just needs a little more. I'd love to see it touch this moving average 300 on my 8-hour chart right at 351.22. Anyway, if you don't have MicroStrategy and you want it, you should be buying it now, or you should have bought it back then. But you could be buying it now to add, and then ultimately I'm seeing it going to the 123.6 fib at 88604, and that hasn't changed in a very long time. So there's MicroStrategy, and then my Coinbase chart says that we're on our way. Right? It just I think it might. Though this is where we were talking about. My friend Alberto F. Newman said, based on the options market, he said, sell your coin on Friday because it's going to correct. I think if it does correct, it's just an oscillation, right? It's just oscillating on the way to my 381.66 target. It just might want to touch back down here to the conversion or baseline on the 8-hour chart around 278 to 273. Matt thinks that. Well, I'll let Matt tell you what he thinks. And there we go. Back to you,
Well,
Matt.
it was also on my weekly update with the Tesla and the Palantir, but I know 310 up to 320 is going to be good resistance, so it has potential to correct, but I think just basically it has also a good potential to stabilize around current price or in the 290s. So I don't know if it's going to correct as much as people want. So we'll see how it develops, but I'm not bearish on coin at all. Not at all. But yeah,
All
if you
right.
want my full take on it, it's in the weekly update from Friday
Woo! And then here's
on
my
YouTube.
Con L chart. And I'm sorry, Matt. Go ahead.
No, just on YouTube. Yeah.
Oh, on YouTube. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
I just wanted to hit this. So yeah, I've drawn these this 702 to 618. It really should be 886 to 702. Oh, it must be on the right side. This is a 141127. So on the right side, this 141 to 127, it's acting as resistance on my Con L chart. So that might send it back down to this 886 at 2855. That's what I've got. Oh wait, that's oscillate on the way there. I'm sorry, on the way to get over there. Anyway, if coin correct Con could come down to 2708 ish, or maybe it just stops here at the Ichimoku, the 8-hour Ichimoku baseline conversion, that would make more sense, wouldn't it? After what I just said, 2940, and that would also foreshadow this is being support later at 2926. Okay,
Yeah, I got
let's see. What?
RGTI here.
Yeah, we got him.
Yeah, so here it is. Basically, it's getting really in a tight range between the 1275 and the top and the bottom of the cloud. And this week, the cloud is around like 1060. So this has potential to stabilize on top and finally touch it for the first time since it broke out in November of last year. So it's basically been consolidating through time, not really too much price. So I think we'll see how it reacts when it gets to the cloud soon. And actually, it might open up right around it pre-market. So that could be a good development to try to break this resistance above. But until we get some kind of confirmation, nothing is set in stone because it could actually want to retest lower levels too. So we'll see the reaction off of this 1050 zone. And right now it's just stuck in a range 1050s, 1275 basically, and also the baseline up here 1369. So it's just really stuck until it really confirms which direction it wants to go. But it has potential to stabilize here. So I'll be watching that 1050s for RGTI.
Yay! Right, and I've got UEC Uranium Energy Corporation. Let's see. Based on my fibs, I'm just looking for it to finally break through this as resistance above this 886 to 702 band right here, this blue band. It might argue a little bit inside of it, 886, 786, so like $8.15, then 750, and then it should probably slow down again right here around this 127 to 141, 1070, 1164. Let's see, it's changed a little bit somehow. And then ultimately it wants to go to this 123.6 fib extension, which is very close to the 200% retrace on the left side. So really this should be 1444 to possibly as much as 1551 for my wave 3 target, and then it pulls back to in wave 4 to the 764, 1039, or probably maybe 120, $10.70. So there you go. That's my UEC chart. It's just on its way to my 123.6 fib, 1444-ish. Let's see. HIMS did get nuked this morning, DK. We talked about that earlier. No. King Size Smile says, tracker really called the HIMS drop. Yay. Also, what else did I call? I can't remember. Something else I was doing dropped. Oh, Risky Ryan says, Zeta, that bastard ran away from me. Oh, let me show you Zeta because I'm looking at that as well. I can buy it on my exchange, so I will reapportion some funds into this. So Zeta, it did go up to, it gapped up here in pre-market right to this decadal anchored VWAP, this purple zone with the purple line in the middle. That's just a volume-weighted average price anchored on 2020. I like to keep it on all my charts just if I need to look at something. What's going on here? What's this weirdness? Anyway, I think it'll close this gap, and you'll get a touch back to this 11.4. God, why it's so small? 236. There we go. To 1458. So just look for this to come back to 1458 from here to there, and then it can go back up. So yeah, you'll get a buying opportunity, I think. Anyway, and then so then it goes up to 31,677 is my next target. So that's, let's see, go away. From 1458, if you were able to buy at exactly that price, it's 116% higher to get to 3177 next for Zeta. And if you want the overall chart, subscribe to me. It's only $3 a month. And then
I have a
Oh,
Zeta
ahead,
chart actually,
yes,
and I shared this with
Ooh.
I shared it with my Patreon last week, and I made a video about it actually because people were requesting it, and it held my 45-degree angle perfectly. So the opportunity to buy was really this back test, and also the 200-week moving average was right down there too. So it gave plenty of time to accumulate, especially if you didn't buy this low down the 11s. There was a breakout and a back test of the orange arc and the 45 that was even more beautiful a couple weeks ago. And then last week, it finally just reclaimed all of that support, which kind of caused this gap up. And now if you're looking for support now, maybe the 100 has potential 1543. And the next resistance is 1865 with the baseline. But ultimately, the market symmetry of this was beautiful because all it was from the high time frame is a giant breakout, rejection of the blue level, and a back test of the breakout at the orange level. That's all it was. And a very, very healthy development. And that was the accumulation zone right here for months and months and months and months. And now we can see that it finally broke out. So for me, I would not be a chaser up here. The opportunity was down here, but this has potential to maybe do a back test of that 100. So possibly 1543 can hold as a support. So we'll see how that develops throughout the week.
See, I hadn't even heard of Zeta until it started going crazy, and then people get excited about it and then start requesting it from me.
Yeah.
Not even heard of the stock until like Friday, I think.
Yeah, people in the Patreon, they were asking about it like midweek last week, and I'm like, yeah, it's actually a really good development because it bounced right off of there, and I'm like, this is great, fantastic breakout back.
Nice.
You know, I love breakout back tests, and that was a beautiful breakout back test right there.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Tis the broke back.
It is the broke back. All right.
I've got I can do AST and Oscar here.
Oh, I have
lots of my.
I have Crocs actually. Since we skipped over that.
Yeah, do Crocs. That.
We were going to do that. So yeah, Crocs just range bound and nothing really exciting about. So 92 support, maybe 105 resistance, maybe 108 resistance. So really just stuck in a range for months and months and months, and not sure if it's going to break that range anytime soon. So it seems like a boring play to me. 92 up to 108. And really, until it breaks above this 108, 109 zone, there's really nothing exciting for me about this chart. So go ahead, Tracker.
All right. Thank you, Matt. ASTS, Space Mobile. It's trying. It tried to get to the 127.2. It just almost made it and then just got front run. I mean, I guess it could still hit this Ichimoku 8-hour conversion line here in blue and then run up to 50.76. But then I would expect to drop back to the 382. Actually, no, really, the 764 was pretty good. 764 is probably done. Drops back to the 382 here at 32.16 next. That's was 35% lower from where that was. Hey, here. So yeah, about 27% lower from our prices right now in pre-market. Then it runs back up to 64. No, I'm sorry, 70.53 to 69.64. Just look left and right on my chart for all the price things. And from that $32.12 point, 114% higher to there. So there you go. There's AST Space Mobile, the next steps on that. And then Oscar, is this the one I was saying? I also called. No. Oscar's doing fine. Oscar's just it's just taking a little breather on the way up to my 764 target of 2781. Maybe it only makes it as high as the 702 here at 2658. So my target is between 2658 and 2781. Let's see. It's already back tested this 50% fib, just about that wick right there. I would call it back tested. I think it'll go up from here. I mean, maybe it opens and then we get 1953, but from our prices right now, it's about 37% higher to finish off and get up to my 764, get up to this target here. After which it should test back to the 382. It might take a long time to do that back test based on my hyperbolic fib here. We'll see. So things might slow down for Oscar after this. But 1950 to 1953 is my support target after that. All right, back to you, Matt.
Alrighty, ready. What else is on here? Let's see. Zeta, XRP. Iron.
We
Yeah,
can do.
Iron.
Okay, good.
Yeah, Iron. Okay, here's Iron. So it is 1050 is the goal, right? The 702, that's the goal to break above. And it actually is going to open up, looks like, above that today. So let's get a zoomed in look and just see where it is. It's right on the arc, right above the angle. So it's in a big zone, a big confluence of resistance. So let's see. Break free of this arc here and that 702, then I think it's good to go, right? So we'll see how it develops throughout the week, but ultimately that top arc is really around current price, 1062, 1063. So we'll see if this can actually regain that arc and the 702 as a support, because once it lost it, it's just been basically just a huge liquidity grab, V bottom, until recently. So reclaiming that is a big deal, and I think it has that potential this week. So I'll be watching Iron, that 1060 zone, for the potential to break higher.
All right, I've got Taiwan Semiconductor here, TSM, and I'm still looking for this 764. Why did I pick the 764? I haven't redrawn this chart with my new methodology yet, but maybe it was based on the order block detector. No, that's not any. Oh wait. Anyway, for some reason I'm thinking the 764, but it's already made past the 382. So maybe it goes look for 237.44, and if it gets over 237.44, then the 764 target I've got highlighted for 261.82, and then it drops back to the 382 for support 198.03. That makes sense because of the moving average 300 right here would become support again. So yeah, let's just look for 261.82 back to 198.03, and then wave 3 takes up to the, that's wrong, it should be 1382 to 100%. All right, so it should go to 365 after that with a test back to 301, and the whole thing ends at the 2382. I have the wrong template on this. 764 at 531.97. So yeah, there's my TSM, and then oh gosh, wow, so much stuff. Early reports saying Novo accused HIMS of illegal compounding practices. Ugh. Let's see. What? And wait. Okay, wait. Somebody asked for Goldman Sachs. I do have a Goldman Sachs chart, and it did not do the 382236. This looks like 764. This is weird because it's a little bit higher than that. But maybe if I'd done my methodology on the left here, it should get a pullback to the 382. I would think. Let's change this to the 764 template. You know what? I have to do it. I have to do this whole other thing. 1 second. This will help me out a lot. From here to there. From this low to this high. Come here. There we go. Close enough. And then just kind of pull this. This is how I do all my charts now. 886 to the 702, and that's where we're at. It's arguing that. And then the 50%, the 618521. Maybe you can get to the 100%, but just because it's over the 886 now, but it might be a fake out. Look for 886 back to at least the 786 first at 587.13. If it drops below that, Look for it to come to 521.26 or 528.83. But then after that, it goes 132, 100, and then 2382. So you can take your screenshot of that. That's my call for Goldman Sachs right now. And then J.P. Morgan. I wonder if it's going to look the same.
I got a JP Morgan chart too.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do yours because mine. I don't have a J.P. Morgan chart. Look at that. I got nothing.
Okay. Yeah.
Go right ahead, Matt.
Yeah, just JP Morgan, it's kind of like Goldman Sachs, how it's basically trying to break previous highs right here. The previous highs are resistance basically into like the 270s, almost the 280 zone, but it's a breakout back test already. So something that is kind of bullish, right? It broke out of the green level back test, and essentially this again has been
Yeah,
really
yeah.
it's been really accurate because the blue level big resistance and now the green level flipped to support. So I mean, I think the trend is going to continue high, higher and higher. But how high is it going to go? We can probably just use let's use the fibs from this cycle back here, back in the .com, and just see.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's 1.618, so it could even just drift to the 450s above. So this 1.618 actually was a big deal. You can see right here is a big resistance, so it broke out of that too. Yeah, so the trend is your friend, and it's still higher, and the breakout back test. So I think it probably will break into all-time highs sooner than later, and keep gravitating to the 300s, the 400s above.
Yeah, like if like for example, J.P. Morgan, it's about to break through its 100% fib retracement and make a new higher than 281.16, which means it's heading to either 329 or 355 next. And yeah, the MCDX Plus says buy it. It's in super bullish mode. It's been long since April 14th. Well, probably April 7th is actually what that date is. Gosh, did we make it through all the requests? It must be people must be scared of the more price action this morning. Oh, here's Grab. Who was it? Somebody did an entire giant write up on Grab, and I meant to repost it, and then I don't know. I fell
Yeah,
asleep on my phone.
Amit.
Yeah, that was it. Amit did one. He did a huge write up on Grab. So go look up Amit Investing for that. But here's my Grab chart. We got the wave one, and my wave two backtest is here at 440. We're at 449. Yeah, so my next target is 722 back to 614 and then 1004. And then I'll guess this larger degree 50%. So it's really like 1004 to 1015. And then just ask me again to look at the chart after we get to, you know, once we get close to the wave three here, 722. All right, there you go. How about anything else, Matt?
Yeah,
Did I miss
I'll just do one
anything?
more. I'll do QS before I run away. And
Okay.
my QS chart, I don't know if I like it too much anymore, but it has potential. But these kind of charts, they're iffy. Especially it broke down this massive support zone right here, this fib at 511. It just used to be a really long support, and it broke below. So when it gets back up there, if it gets back up there in the 511, it's going to be a big resistance zone still. But the potential to go up there is to keep stabilizing on top of that conversion line, which is 425. So that's the goal, right? Stay above that, it goes higher. If not, it could continue to be a falling knife. So this is something that is a chart that is still bearish, not bullish at all. So it has potential to go out back up to resistance, but I don't know if it has more than that just right now. So that's me for now.
Yeah.
Tracker, take us out.
I lost interest in QS just because the percentages weren't very impressive. Like, there's not that I was bearish on it, but I just like I got charts that go to like 100 185% in the next wave move. So like I just dropped QS. I saw a request for SBET right at the end here. Here is my SBET chart, 8 hours. Been watching this very closely because I have a huge position in it. Um, there is this isn't really a price gap, right? You look at the 8 hour, you look at any chart under the daily chart, and there was price action through there. But you go to a daily chart, and like everyone will say, "Oh no, look, it's got a price gap between here and here." It's so I got price gapping quotation marks. I don't think it's going to fill that, but some people seem to think it will, and I don't know. Maybe if enough people think it will, it will. But it doesn't have to fill that quote unquote price gap. Here we are at the 236 for support. And then let's see, that's just from that's That's this side. Where's my bigger one? Oh, my bigger one is on the left side, but it's just so big. Like here's the. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? It's so big. No, no. Oh, here they are. TGM left, full left. Okay, here's the big one. So there's a 29.7. Here we go. This the 200% on the smaller chart matches up with 11.4 on the larger scale. Anyway, I just think on the smaller scale, we're going to get these arguments here: 1341 back to 1093, up to 1743 back to 1436, up to 2993, which really this could be resistance actually first at 2102. But anyway, then it stops being the smaller scale chart and starts becoming the larger scale chart. So once we just get past this part here, that's the slow part, it should start to go crazy again. This is a big play on Ethereum. They want to be the MicroStrategy of Ethereum, or the strategy of Ethereum, since it's not MicroStrategy anymore. And this eventually be arguing like 99 to 124, and then extend higher to 155, and then keep going. Anyway, that's I hope that's my best bet for now. All right, it's 9:06. Matt, thank you so much for a wonderful Monday morning show. I guess, like I said, we didn't get more requests because everyone's bearish all of a sudden.
Yeah, that's what happens when bullishness happens. We see unlimited requests. When everybody's bearish, there's minimal. So there we go.
Yep. It's a buying opportunity, guys. Go out there and buy today. All right.
Yeah, Hims below 50, guys. I love it. I love it. Anyways,
we'll see you tomorrow morning, and the triumvirate will ride again Tuesday night.
Yes,
at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we'll see you there. XRP,
no, I did that last. I did it yesterday with the live stream with Kat and what's his name, Luca. So if you guys,
is it going up or down?
No, it's just sideways. It's just sideways. So
it's sideways. It's stuck in a range.
Yeah, it's no big deal.
XRP.
All right.
Yeah,
I actually made a post on it yesterday.
Oh, great. I'm looking for 250 back to 232, and then we can get what will be quote unquote the breakout to $3.82, which is really on the way to $8. Or no, this is $6. Is this the log scale? Yeah, and then I like Matt. This is Matt's chart actually, or this is his older chart. I don't think it's his latest chart, but we're hoping for something that looked like $8.37 here. I don't think it's going to happen by July 21st, but July 21st maybe is when maybe we'll get into the wave 3 action. All right, we'll see. This is his vertical line. I get excited around Matt's vertical lines.
All right, guys.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.